That new Suicide Squad trailer was so good, it made me pull my hair out. Okay, not really, but I had to go ahead and address the elephant in the room somehow, so yeah, it's gone. It's all gone. It's alright. There you go. Take a moment to be shocked. And let's start the video. Yes, hi there everybody, it's me, Aaron, Professor Thorgy, your guide to all things geeky, and before we get into the trailer reaction and all my predictions for this movie, let me go ahead and do some house cleaning. In case you guys missed it in the birthday video that I made, I'm going to be out of town starting tomorrow. I'm going back down south to visit some family, so I was going to make all my videos for the next week, last week, but then I got some of the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life, so I didn't get to record anything. So I don't know if there's going to be any videos for the rest of this week. However, luckily, today was the one day before I left in which I was feeling kind of okay, and that was the day that Suicide Squad decided, hey, let's go ahead and put out there another trailer. So this might be the only video we get this week, so let's make it count. Now, I'll be totally honest with you guys. I wasn't really planning on making a reaction video to this trailer at first because I like this trailer. I do. But I love that last trailer. That last trailer was the one that sold me on this movie. And this trailer is really similar to that last trailer. It gives us about the same amount of information, hits a lot of the same beats, has a fun rock song from the 70s playing over it. Doesn't really give us anything new. However, as I started to break this trailer down and pick it apart, because if you've watched my channel, you know that's what I do best, I started to realize you could actually tell a lot about the story of this movie from the little bits that we got from this new trailer. In fact, there are a couple of things in this trailer that I believe might actually be really big spoilers. So that's why the rest of this video is going to be my predictions for the upcoming Suicide Squad film. And if you're one of those people out there who's like, I don't want to know any predictions because I don't want to risk a single thing getting spoiled for me, this is your warning to tune out now. Although I will say once again, these are just my predictions from really quick images being flashed on the screen, so it's just the ramblings of a crazy person, as opposed to everything else on this channel. So yeah, if you still don't want to risk me accidentally spoiling something, tune out now, but these are my predictions based on what we saw in this trailer. Now the first thing I have to talk about is Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Now, I think Margot Robbie could be an amazing Harley Quinn, but I still don't know if I'm sold on what they're going to do with the character in here, because yeah, we get that whole shot of her, you know, dressing up in here, and it's like, don't just make her a sex symbol throughout this entire film, because I know that's what Harley Quinn has been turned into, but it's not the Harley Quinn that I like. And before anybody comes in and goes, oh, so you just want her in the Jester costume the whole time? No, there is a nice in-between between the Jester costume and this, alright? I understand the Jester costume does not work, alright? However, I also understand that I'm going up against legions of comic book and video game fans, and I'm fighting a losing battle on this one. I really hope that she isn't just going to be a sex symbol throughout this. However, there are a couple of things in here, such as the shots with Batman in there, that when I started to put it all together, it made me realize what they're going to do with her character in this film. That gave me a little bit of hope, because the one thing that I have been hearing a lot of people concerned about online and in my comic book store is that they're afraid that they're not going to accurately capture the relationship between the Joker and Harley Quinn. Because that's one of those relationships where people are like, oh no, they're a loving couple. It's like, no, they're not. They're not at all. It's an abusive relationship. It's 100% an abusive relationship. All of Batman's rogues gallery, they suffer from some kind of a condition. And Harley Quinn's condition is Stockholm Syndrome. She is someone who has been in a massively abusive relationship, and yet she's convinced herself that she needs this character. And a lot of people are like, they need to capture that. They do not need to have her just be in love with the Joker. And I never once questioned that that's the direction they were going to go with. I fully believed that they were going to go, no, they're going to have her turn on the Joker and realize that she's been getting played by him this whole time. Yeah, it's going to be her character arc throughout this entire thing. I fully realized that. And this is the trailer that made me go, I can now point to things in here that prove this is what they're going to do. Because we always saw that shot of her in the car with the Joker, and we saw some shots of Batman riding on the car. But in this trailer, we got to see a shot of Batman diving in after the car and then carrying somebody to his car, and that made me realize what's going to happen in here is that at the beginning of the film, we're going to get maybe not necessarily the origin story of Harley Quinn, but we're going to get how she ended up in prison, how she got caught. and it's going to be that the Joker is going to be driving along with her, Bats will be on their tail, and Joker will just bail out and send the car careening off this bridge, forcing Batman to jump in and save Harley Quinn. He's basically going to sacrifice Harley Quinn so that he can get away, and this will be the thing that makes Harley Quinn later on in the film go, hey, wait a second, you just gave me up. You don't care about me at all. So for anybody out there who is concerned that this relationship will not be accurately portrayed and Harley Quinn will not be a three-dimensional character who actually has a character arc and she actually learns that the Joker has been using her and she actually overcomes the Joker, don't worry, the seeds for that storyline have already been planted in this trailer. How well that's been written, I have no idea, but the seeds have been planted. Next thing, we saw one quick glimpse of the Joker talking to someone, and if you look in the mirror behind him, you can see he's talking to somebody who is covered in tattoos. There were rumors that the Tattoo Man could appear in this film, so we already have some dude covered in tattoos, and then there is another shot, it's real quick, but it's of some green thing lurching out and grabbing a hold of Katana. It looks like an inky snake, so if I had to take a guess, I'd say it's definitely confirmed at this point that Tattoo Man will be in here and he will be somebody that the Joker hires to take out the Suicide Squad. Third prediction, we all know that Enchantress is on this team. Enchantress is possessed by a witch, so sometimes she cooperates, sometimes she's crazy and totally evil. There are shots in here of the Suicide Squad just fighting weird ash charcoal monsters that just break apart when they attack them, and I saw that in previous trailers and I thought, okay, so the Joker is creating monsters, I guess that's what he's doing. Sure, that's still a viable theory. However, the more I think about it and the more that I look at just how weird those monsters look, I would not be surprised if those are some kind of creatures that the Enchantress is summoning up. And she's just going to go off the farm on this one, and she's just going to turn on the team. I mean, she's magical based. She would probably, out of anybody on this team, be able to defuse the bombs that are in their necks. So yeah, I can see at some point her turning on the rest of the team. The next prediction, although this one isn't really a prediction, it's more just a question to ponder. This trailer starts off with a boardroom meeting of all these people who are controlling the Suicide Squad, and one of them goes, gentlemen, ladies, what if Superman just ripped the roof off the White House and grabbed the President of the United States? Who could stop him? First off, spoilers for Batman v Superman, but Batman. But secondly, Superman also, again, spoilers. Superman dies at the end of Batman vs. Superman. It seems weird that they'd be asking that question right now, since they've seen that this guy can die, and that people as powerful as him can go down. So it makes me almost wonder if this is going to be set before Batman vs. Superman? I don't know. That is just me totally throwing that one out there. Although, just briefly, stepping away from the predictions and just going back to my feelings about this trailer and this movie and the DC Cinematic Universe in general, I'm really getting sick of the DC Cinematic Universe being based entirely around, I don't know if we can trust Superman. The entire universe is now based around this. This is Suicide Squad. Almost the entire cast of this rogues gallery is Batman characters. Why are you starting this thing off again by just going, I don't know if we can trust this Superman guy? Dude, okay, Man of Steel, nobody knew what to make of him. Nobody knew what his deal was. Batman vs. Superman, nobody trusts him. Then he dies. And now in Suicide Squad, even after he's dead, people are still like, I don't know if we can trust him. When are we going to like this dude? Also, quick rant, but even the people who liked Batman vs. Superman hated Superman in it. In fact, most of the people who like Batman vs. Superman, from what I've heard, liked it because they're like, yeah, Superman, that guy. He's terrible. He's a monster. I've always said this for years. They basically, the J. Jonah Jamesons of the DC Universe are the ones who were in favor of this film. They were the ones coming out, was like, I told you he was a threat and a menace. So, yeah, you keep acting like the idea of Superman being a villain in your universe is this big, shocking thing. You haven't built him up as a hero yet. And now you're questioning what to do if he turns rogue in Suicide Squad, and you had that vision in Batman vs. Superman where it showed the Injustice future where he was a villain. It's like, when are we going to like this guy? You have to make us like him for us to feel anything about the idea of him turning rogue. I'm sorry, that was just a real quick rant. Let's get back to my predictions. Alright, final prediction. Final prediction, and this one to me feels like the biggest possible spoiler in that entire trailer. This thing is called Suicide Squad. Alright? We all know a couple of these characters are not making it to the end of this film. Slipknot. Yeah, come on guys, Slipknot is not making it out. Slipknot's the first to go, alright? I don't even have to base that on anything other than the fact that it's Slipknot, okay? That dude ain't making it out. Okay, but there is a shot at the end of this trailer where they're all in an abandoned bar and they're drinking, and I love that moment. I really did. I love that moment because it's like, oh my god, you can see this team bonding just over which alcohol they picked. It showed them bonding, just their brief little interactions with each other as they were picking out their alcohol. It also showed their personalities and what they were picking and how they were deciding to drink. And I was like, that is a great scene. That is a fantastic scene. However, the more I looked at it, I was like, this is definitely coming at the end. This is after they've seen some stuff, okay? This is after that team has already been through something. This is probably like their last drink, when it's like, okay, things have turned really bad, and now's our moment in which we have to face the possibility that we're not going to survive, in which we gotta go up against the big final boss of this movie. And this is our last moment together in that. That is definitely what that moment looks like. And as I realized that, I looked at, you got Captain Boomerang, you got Killer Croc, you got Katana, you got Harley Quinn, you got Deadshot. I always want to say Deathstroke, but it's Deadshot. And then you got Diablo. Those are the only people there in that bar. I don't think anybody else in the cast is still left alive. As I said, Slipknot, that dude is gone. There was no question about that. Enchantress, she's not there either, so that kind of backs up my theory that she's going to go rogue at some point and they have to take her out. The only one that I would raise a question about is that Rick Flag is not there. I'd say Rick Flag is probably going to get injured and has to be returned to base, and the rest of them kind of go off on their own without being supervised. Something like that. I can't see them killing off Rick Flag. But, again, I fully believe the other two people, Enchantress and Slipknot, not in that bar, they're not in the rest of this film. They're definitely getting taken out earlier in this movie. So, there you go. Those are my predictions about the upcoming Suicide Squad film based on this latest trailer, plus a tiny little rant in the middle of the video. That was free. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But let me know your predictions for this film down in the comments below. And if you want to see more geeky fun stuff from me every single week, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. And since we're talking about superhero films that are going to be coming out this year, I will leave 2 theory videos at the end of this one. You'll be able to click over here for my theory about who else might be popping up in Civil War, and you can click right here for my video about who would actually win in a fight between Batman versus Superman. Thank you guys very much, and make sure to share this all around the web. It's the best way to help out this channel, and you guys have been doing that a lot lately, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Come back next time.